Nerd Migos, good to see you again. I've been pretty busy, that's why there's been a lack of content, but I just got home after work and I'm watching a recording of the new gameplay video that Ashes of Creation just released, and oh, Jeffrey Bard, the rooster. This is literally what I came to at my computer when I got home. I'm a little shocked that he picked a rooster of all things. I figured he would be more fantasy type, but yeah, let's take a look at the video.
Okay, we're still on verbal or audio wise. Yeah. Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Good. Very good. So, what you guys are seeing here, why don't you give us a little bit of context about where we're at and what
So
okay, so
looks like
kind of
yeah, it looks like this is the actual MMORPG. I don't recall seeing this place in Alpha 1 Phase 1. So yeah, pretty cool. It looks like they've changed a little bit since Alpha 0. So I do see some progress there. It's pretty cool. One of the things that's interesting is that these spaces right here, these are sometimes finite spaces, and one of the issues that might pop up, because this is a limited space, is when you're translating into another language, their words for space might be considerably longer than what's available in this space. And so in other languages, or if there's another game coming over from another country like Korea that has really short words, these spaces actually end up being a little bit weird. And so the publisher has one of two options. They can you know, put in an abbreviation, or they can go to the developers and ask them to redo these actual boxes. And so I am curious what the like the German version of this game, when it comes out, I'm curious if they're just going to change the size of the boxes, or if they're going to ask the devs to well, they are the devs, so it might be a little bit easier to get these changed. But so far so good. Let's keep going.
Some of the prototyping that we're doing on the MMO side of things. So again, like, a lot of this stuff is pretty functional. It's not flashy.
Okay.
But again, we've taken a lot of the work that we've progressed on with the Alpha 1 Phase 1 and kind of pulled.
So with this video, you can tell that I'm going to be pausing the video quite a bit. So I like how Jeff said that this is, like, everything in here is functional, it's not flashy, and that's really how most alphas are. They put all the stuff in the game that they want to get into the game. They do the first pass of balances, and they don't really polish out the game until really late alpha, or even really late beta, before the game comes out. And so, like, the animations, the skill effects, the high definition textures, if they're going to have them beyond 1080p, all of the things that are shiny and nice really come at the end of the development cycle. So right now they're still in alpha, and they're still trying to get all of the different mechanics and all the different parts of the game in the game.
It all into where the MMO is going to go.
Now, something we're seeing here, and this is, so you're actually right now you're in a part of the map.
So I wonder what class this is. Is this mage?
And this location.
So I think they changed that skill right here. I think they changed this, because I don't recall seeing that icon. I don't recall seeing this one either, but it's been a little while.
You know, when it rains, what can happen?
Right.
And so you might.
Oh, it is raining. That's cool.
A giant spider demon. And
oh, that guy again.
From his,
you know what? I want this guy to be like the first world boss. We have seen him so much in the gameplay.
Or maybe find
and weather's dynamic in the world. Like, you'll start to see these puddles forming in this area because of that rain, right? Yeah. And additionally, this fog has become a little bit more prevalent because of the rain system that's moving through.
So you know what would be really cool? Ray tracing.
A dynamic element to the
ray tracing on those puddles would be pretty awesome. But we'll see if it actually comes out. From what I understand, Unreal is supposed to be supporting ray tracing, and they're still in alpha, so there's plenty of time to deploy it.
When those actions are wet.
Right. So
speaking of ray tracing, my second RTX 2080 Ti died today, so I'll be sending that back in for a third one. Good job, NVIDIA. I'm so happy spending $1,200. And not salty at all.
It's the same skill systems, right? We're just placing them in an action mode versus a integrated hybrid map, right? So this has some basic elements. You guys, by the way, don't judge the work in progress on the skill effects. I know they're a little bright. Additionally, the UI is a bare minimum here, so also don't judge the UI.
Pretty cool so far.
This is kind of showing you guys.
So a lot of these skills are what's actually in the battle royale, which is pretty cool.
Phase 2 war.
So this is a perfect example of
we're fighting some mushrooms.
all the stuff that you really see in the battle royale was built and created for the MMORPG. They're just using the assets from the MMORPG in the battle royale.
Other two skills are tab based, so we're kind of already starting to work on that hybridization, trying to figure out how it all feels together, if it makes sense, and how to make it feel like one seamless system.
Right. So we were on a quest here.
That's pretty cool. The puddles on the bridges.
We're gonna go to the town. We're gonna go find. I think his name was Hammerstill, something like that.
Okay.
And he's got some things he wants us to do.
Right.
I would really love to see this in ray tracing.
Was it Hollister? In Garmin. Right. In Garmin. So some other. Whoops. There you go. Sorry. Some other interesting aspects of. Some other interesting aspects of this gameplay here is that.
So it looks like it's autumn and it's raining. So if I remember correctly, as the seasons change, the trees will change as well.
You see here 2 DPS kits, 1 magic, 1 archery, and then the other one is the tank. I think you're on the tank, right?
I'm listening to this for the first time too, getting information. So
there's
trying not to miss anything important
in this video, but we're using some of the base skills that might be present in the castle seasons.
Again, this is just a prototypey kind of area that we're testing weather in. So again, it's just kind of the bare minimum to make sure that everything's working the way we expect it to, and that the knockoff effects aren't.
So for those of you who are just coming into the MMORPG scene, and I know a lot of you guys have been here for a very long time, but this map that they're playing on, if it is just like a prototype map, a lot of MMORPGs and games in general have maps like this where they just kind of throw it together real quick and put some stuff on there that, to make it look halfway cool, so that way they can actually test the game. And a lot of the times these maps don't actually make it into the game, but I'm very looking forward to seeing what walls I can walk through, or what kind of infinite ocean I can fall through in order to get to this map. So Steven, if you're listening, please leave it in the game, and hopefully it'll be an Easter egg and we can find it eventually.
Didn't break anything or explode nodes or anything like that.
And one of the other interesting things is you'll also notice that time of day here is dynamic as well. So right now it's like a nighttime.
Rain is gone.
In the sky.
It's getting dark.
But the time of day will be functional.
Looks like they got some shadows working.
Phase 2 as well, so you'll see transition, dynamic lighting transition.
Is that mist? That's pretty cool.
This is optimized. Excuse me. The graphical settings here are on medium, I believe.
Yeah.
So that's why it.
Steven, I know you have 2080 Ti's. Crank it up, buddy.
I think we had the scalability change for the settings down to medium, but.
Actually, interestingly enough, let me pause it here. So when developers are developing a game, one of their goals is to reach as wide an audience as possible. And so the average person's not going to have a 2080 Ti. They're going to have something mid-range and play a game at a mid quality. And so a lot of the optimizations actually are geared toward that, the mid-range computer at medium quality. So I'm actually not really surprised that they decided to keep everything at medium for right now. Also, just like I was explaining earlier, they might not even have the high definition texture packs available. So yeah, let's continue.
Not as well. Just bright for night, I noticed.
That has to do with some of the volumetric lighting and the fog.
Yeah, it looks like they've done quite a bit of work.
So yeah.
Very cool. What do we got?
I'm really happy to see how far they've come.
Here soon.
Okay, what are they fighting?
A little bit of trouble.
Yeah.
We didn't want to die.
Oh, okay, I see.
So I mean, as you guys are seeing here.
Oh, look at those little things. Those little.
MMO world.
What are those? Oh, those are the things from. What was that movie? Starship Troopers. Yeah, those are the little insects from Starship Troopers.
Not intrepid.
That's funny. They're so small.
Everything is kind of built like the nodes.
Well, I'm not gonna say they are. They look really close to it.
We are getting.
We'll take a look at it a little bit later. We'll see if I can get a halfway decent screenshot of one of them.
How to make this.
That's still pretty cool. I hope they leave them in the game.
And the arena really has been informing everything else that we've been doing in terms of like what feels good, what kind of doesn't feel good, what we should cut, what we should keep. So again, it's about taking all that data, using that data, and making a better game with it.
Yep. Somebody said, "Is that the wand of light?" I think I did have a wand of light.
You did. Yes.
Swapped, I think. I swapped over to a wand.
Whoa, what are they doing?
Ice effect when I,
Yeah, that was not something we'd ever
I guess
see
that's one way to do damage. They have like a little punchy face.
When we put it into a class, like it kind of turned into a really cool ability, and we might take that and use it in the future, or just let that happen, right? That kind of emergent interaction between different types of skills is something we really want to have, and so I think it's a cool example of how things work where we don't even expect them to.
Yes. Yeah.
It's interesting that that Jeff said that it's interesting how things come together, even in ways that they don't expect. And I'm finding that that happens a lot with different video games. I was working with I was working actually working on the project, but I was working with a third party creating a information site for EverQuest Next, and for those of you who don't know, EverQuest Next released a sort of like a builder game called EverQuest Landmark, and they eventually just changed Landmark. And the purpose of the game was to kind of iron out the different tools that they're using in the game. And I remember hearing over and over again, even through like the alphas, and are they still in closed beta? I don't know. They've been beta forever if they're still around. But yeah, one of the things that popped up over and over again was that they were really surprised with how things were turning out. And so you can think of developers, in this case, building the different tools and just giving them to players, and the players can use the tools for whatever they want. And these tools, and the developers might not be able to imagine everything that was possible. And so it happens quite a bit. And this is also how bugs are found, where they build a tool and then it doesn't quite work perfectly in every scenario, and they have to go and button some stuff up. So let's continue brutling.
Rain did stop.
Isn't that a StarCraft StarCraft name? I'm not mad. These guys are nerds just like me. I love it. Were those the Catfall?
Yeah.
Oh, it was. Except he didn't go quite as high.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Peter's using the
So-
catfall.
There you go.
Yeah, very good, Peter. That's good. So we're entering up to a stage 3 node here, right?
Yep.
We're entering into a village.
Okay.
So
Pretty cool.
In our phase 2 internal server, this area has been developed to a village stage. So
Right.
there's NPCs here, and that's who we're connecting with.
Okay.
Because of that, right?
Correct.
I'm not seeing anything too new.
Okay. I think I might have been distracted by a shop. I think you were telling me
I was
to
like,
go
hey,
to the.
Look, this guy's over
like,
here.
Were there
we need to test
NPCs?
the
As soon
quest.
as like, no, I want to go
Oh,
buy
There
listen,
some.
might not
I
have been
need-
NPCs
I was like,
need
no.
some
last
gear.
time
I know
I
he looks
played
exactly
Alpha
like the quest
Zero.
giver, but
Nice.
come on over here.
Oh, you know what?
no.
Nope, that's not right. There were a few NPCs if I remember
Okay,
correctly.
yeah, so we meet with this dude.
Okay.
Right now
Quests.
So we
you
got
also
quest
see, I think,
log.
that we
You have
for,
some lore.
internal testing purposes, the spacebar and tab are accepted.
Yeah, just for quick.
Right. Quick, get that up. Right.
Okay, cool.
Very cool. Oh, updated quest. Nice. Yeah, I like this area. It's a little dark, but
It's a
hey,
little
it's
dark, it feels
Halloween.
moody, and that was one of the reasons why we picked this.
Why we
Yeah.
picked this area? Yes, absolutely. Oh,
Well, it's
I
also
know,
got a
I know why
mausoleum
else we
there, too.
picked was because the quest had a cemetery
Yeah.
at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Very good.
Steven gave something away again. It was supposed to be a surprise.
Oh,
I can literally see Jeffrey's eyes going like this.
Oh, I'm just, you know why? Because we didn't have a cooldown on that.
Well,
Well,
So I was just teleporting everywhere, which was a lot of fun, I gotta admit.
no, I mean I love stuff like that. I think games should be fun, and I think that traversal is a big part of that, and having your character move across the world in interesting ways is a great way to do that, and keep people engaged. There's a lot of travel in this game, and so we want to make sure that it's punchy and feels good, and has that kind of magical effect, that
Yeah.
it's not just I'm gonna run over here.
Right.
I'm gonna run over here.
There's a lot of fog in this area. It's scary.
It is.
Yeah.
It's gotten a little bit darker.
Oh, nice. Peter.
He's like, wait,
Peter, what's happening? You know, we need to change the animation on that fall so that it's like a more calculated land.
Yeah, I wanted to do a superhero land.
Yes.
Our animators haven't really had time to touch that.
Right,
much.
yeah.
But
I was going to say, every time he's jumping, he's like, whoa!
Yeah.
Whoa!
I actually hear that voice in my head.
I like it.
So for all you super nerds out there, if you can figure out a way to put in that little sound clip for the sound for the skill, I'd like it. I'd jump around with that thing all day.
Yep. And then trying to make that world just feel like it's lived in, that there's history there, there's stories to be told. Yeah.
Okay, so it looks like you got some sort of.
That's part of what
oh man, that's bright.
You know.
Yeah, it's weird. It adds a lot to kind of what you're feeling in the
okay.
game that you don't almost notice. So
wow,
I'm
that's bright.
where
okay.
we're at with that.
Don't judge my teleportation.
That frozen track synergy
Isn't
is
that
so
great?
good.
I love it.
Gonna have to nerf that.
No,
You know, these guys probably have
why?
GM cheats on so they can't die. I always laugh when GMs are playing a game and they're streaming and they're trying to show something and then just fall over dead. But I have a feeling that these guys play their game quite a lot instead of just some random CM just going in and trying to figure stuff out for the first or second time.
Who have interred their loved ones here, get some rest.
Absolutely. Yeah. Someone had mentioned our city's going to look all the same. No, cities will look very different, even at the same stage.
Yeah.
There is a lot of the way we've built those nodes to progress takes into account a lot of different aspects to present a different.
Right. You know, you've got node type, you've got node race, you've got the location. So all those things feed into how the layout is decided, feed into, what kind of buildings are appropriate there, and
Which buildings actually get built.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Again, about the effects, these effects right now are toned for the phase 1.
Yeah.
But they will be adjusted for the MMO, so they won't.
All right, so that's pretty cool. To comment on the effects a bit here, I'm not sure if that video is still around, but there's a video that came out shortly after this. So Unreal Engine comes with their templates for everything, including animations and plants and stuff, and so I'm sure that a lot of the stuff that you're seeing now, especially with the animations, are just placeholders. Now, it's not to say like the statue there on the left is something from Unreal. They have 3D artists that are continually adding assets to the Unreal platform and using those assets to populate what you're seeing. But the animations, if somebody knows, yeah, I would love to know which of these animations were included with the Unreal Engine 4 package templates.
As bright and flashy. Additionally, we want to put some customization in where you can tone down.
Yep. So that ice and their skill effects is probably all custom. I can't envision that being in Unreal.
You just pull that.
I did. He was chasing me.
But the fire over there and
teleport. You have a charge.
in those pots or whatever they are, the candles might be an Unreal Engine.
Hey, get a buff charge.
That's right, Nerf Blink buff charge.
Oh, those are pretty cool.
Tank is new meta.
I remember. Okay, so those are those like flying undead bird things
Q&A session at the end of this,
that they showed a while ago.
Be prepared.
I'm not sure if they ever made it in Alpha Zero. Like I think I played the first 2. Yeah, maybe the first 2 or 3 Alpha Zeros.
We did. We were successful.
There's a one.
And then after that, I was stuck working.
Look at that. Lit them up. Love it. Very cool.
All right. I think that's
I think that is.
All right, so it looks like that's the end of the video. It's pretty nice to see the progression that they've made so far, and compared to the beginning of Alpha Zero, the combat doesn't seem nearly as clunky. So I'm really glad that they're working on that. But my expectations as far as like the smoothness of the game and the smoothness of the combat, the animations, etc., the polish of the game, is that it really won't be actively worked on heavily until the end of the development process, because well, I'll be doing a video on this, but you can think of the development process as like an upside down pyramid. They build all the stuff on the bottom, their core mechanics, and which includes like combat, like PvE mechanics, PvP mechanics, etc. And then they start building on top of it. And so what happens? You guys can't see my hands here. What happens is that if they need to change something in the core mechanics, they will potentially have to change everything else that's built on top of it. So it's just more efficient to put in all the core mechanics, put in everything that is functional, and make everything pretty at the top at the end. So that's it for this video. I'll be creating several more videos off of the news that was shared today. I have to go and finish watching the rest of it. I just wanted to share my insight and yeah, tell you a little bit more about the development process from the point of view of a GM, not Ashes of Creation's GM, but from someone who has worked in the industry for at least a little while now and starting to get back into it. So, yeah, you guys, if you like the video, like, subscribe. You know what to do. Catch you later.